Hello everybody and welcome to BRODYQUEST. This is the series where we review all of your favourite games and how much they make you rage. We'll be judging this by using a simple scale. 1 rage, meaning hardly any rage at all the way up to 5 rages, where you'll have a broken controller by the time you're finished with the game. Finally, we're going to be reviewing gameplay, combat, and give a general overall review of how good this game is. And I hope you enjoy! After selecting your character and completing the maiden voyage, you will spawn in a tavern on a random outpost. You will need to purchase a voyage from any of the trading companies before setting sail. These voyages are an easy way of boosting reputation and gaining valuable gold. Once the voyage is in your inventory, you will need to head to your ship and ready it to set sail. The voyage can be voted for on the ship using the voyage table that is located in the captain's quarters. You will then need to raise the anchor, and lower the sails to start moving. Before you know it, you're ready for a wild adventure. Once you have voted for your voyage, you will have to plot the island you need to go to on the map. You will turn to the island and complete the task set by the trading company which you chose the voyage from. Depending on the voyage type, sailing times can be quite long, so you need to try and occupy yourself whilst you go on a quick journey. Sailing times can grant you time to talk to crewmates and plan your voyage ahead. If you want to, you can jump around on the ship and aim in at different targets around you. The more you play, the less time you feel you are wasting on the waves. If you get hit by a cannonball or strike a rock, you will have to repair and bail your ship to keep it afloat. Surprisingly few new people actually know how this works. Also, getting a mermaid when falling off the ship will bring you back. Upon arriving at the island, you will have to anchor or raise sails. This is definitely not how you should do it. Order of Souls quests required fighting skeletons and their captains and handing in their skulls for money and reputation. By boosting reputation, you can get Pirate Legend much faster. Merchant Alliance makes you deliver cargo to NPCs which are scattered around the map. And finally, for gold hoarders, you dig up buried treasure which has been long hidden on islands. These simple quests are the least time consuming and easiest way to get gold and reputation. This mermaid gem can be handed into any of the trading companies. A slightly more time consuming and a little bit more challenging way of getting money is by completing Skull Fort. These forts appear as a skull in the sky. The forts are cram-packed with skeletons, and if you defeat the master, he drops a key. This key can open a vault which gives you lots of treasure you can hand in at the outpost. Skeleton fleets are the same idea, but just fighting AI ships instead of AI skeletons. Upon arriving at the nearest outpost, you will need to hand in the booty which you have discovered. As a reward, you will get the gold and reputation you deserve for the amount of loot you hand in. Once reaching level 50 in 3 of the factions, you will be granted Pirate Legend. The mysterious stranger will teach you the Pirate Legend shanty, and it opens up a secret pathway which leads to the Legend hideout. You may think that this will be an easy ride, but reaching Pirate Legend takes you on lots of exciting adventures, and along the way you'll get better at PvP, ship combat, and all-round pirate mayhem. If anything, it's probably one of the longest journeys in a game I've played in a long time. After reaching Pirate Legend, you'll get a new endgame, which is a new secret faction where you find buried Athena chests for the Pirate Lord. The fishing base Hunter's Call, Sea Dogs Arena, and all new Reaper's Bones faction are other ways to pass the time while sailing in circles on the Sea of Thieves. Furthermore, each of the main 4 factions, which are Reaper's Bones, Order of Souls, Merchant Alliance and Gold Hoarders, have their own emissaries. These recently added additions can boost gold and also your reputation depending on what emissary grade you are. I don't really see a problem with the game idea of Sea of Thieves. Although the grind might seem a little bit tedious to some players, I don't think that it's very noticeable, especially when you're having fun with friends and doing side quests like the Tall Tales and the Sea Dogs Arena. Speaking of Tall Tales, I think they are some of the best additions to Sea of Thieves. All 9 of them are puzzling, challenging, and at times can be really fun fighting the skeletons. Sea of Thieves combat is simple and satisfying. With there only being 4 types of guns which I'm going to go over now, it makes combat fair and fun because players have the same kind of playstyle. The Eye of Reach is the sniper of the Sea of Thieves. It fires long range and does 3/4 damage, meaning it's a 2-hit. The Blunderbuss is basically the shotgun. It fires 10 pellets which each do 10% damage each, meaning if you get close enough and you hit all the pellets, it's an instant kill. The Flintlock or pistol is the medium range weapon. It does 50% damage and so is a 2-hit. The Cutlass is the melee weapon. Its recent buff has made it from a 6-hit to a 4-hit, which means that less skilled players are now just as experienced as those who can double gun. This is very unpopular among the community at the minute. This means that people who double gun and are more experienced are not finding it as fun because people who had just started the game can easily kill them. Despite all this swording nonsense, Sea of Thieves has to have some of the best combat out there. Since the addition of Arena and the first anniversary update, players have found new ways to wield their swords and shoot their guns. But of course, with good multiplayer games also come some bugs, and Sea of Thieves has them in the plenty. The first glitch is the skeleton glitch. This glitch is when you appear to be a skeleton, and when you aim in with your guns they appear all wonky. This is a real trouble when using the pistol or the blunderbuss, because it's hard to aim. Sometimes it will fix itself, or you might have to restart your game. But I've only had this glitch twice, so there's nothing really to worry about. Sea of Thieves' biggest PvP issue has to be hit registration, and there's it in the plenty. I don't think I've gone one game where my crewmate or me hasn't got one incident of hit registration. It's very annoying, especially if you're in tough situations where you have to get those shots off. In case you didn't know, hit registration is when you get a hit marker and deal no damage. This can be really annoying, especially if you're hitting 3 or 4 shots in a row and nothing is happening. Big thank you for Captain Wilson sending me these hit reg clips. If you want to see his Twitch, it's in the description below. Go and check him out. Seeing as we've covered most of the PvP, let's move on to the nasty skeletons which you can find in the PvE. As I said earlier, the easiest way at PvE is by purchasing the skeleton voyages from the Order of Souls. These are very easy to complete and only grant you a little bit of reputation and a little bit of money. In order to get more money and more reputation a lot quicker, skull forts and skeleton fleets are the easiest things to do. Seeing as you're looking at a skull fort now, let's talk about them. The way you complete them is by going through waves of skeletons until you face the captain. Once you defeat him, he drops a key which unlocks a vault, and as you can see, you get a lot of money. Skelly ships are basically the same thing, but it's fighting ships instead of fighting skeletons on land. They're a little bit challenging, but they're a good way to improve ship combat. The newly introduced ghost fleets are a new way to experience PvE. They are very simple to take on just as long as you have the resources and are prepared to repair. They have introduced a new type of cannibal which act as kegs, which are very cool to use, and also you can use them on themselves to take them out. Finally, you can battle with the nasty sea creatures of the Sea of Thieves. The relatively easy to take out Megalodon pops up all around the place and gets on your nerves. The Kraken is harder than the Megalodon, mainly because it slows you down and you can't escape from it, but also because it's got lots of tentacles and lots of health. It always pops up when you've got loads of loot and you're on your way to an outpost. We have come to the verdict, and that's about it for Sea of Thieves. There's not much to say. Only managed to squeeze in about 9 minutes of a video, which to be honest isn't that good. But I think Sea of Thieves is gonna deserve a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. The reason I think Sea of Thieves deserves a 6 out of 10 is because it's really fun to play with friends. It looks amazing. It's probably the best pirate game out there. But it sort of loses its momentum at times and you have to go off for a bit. It's not very fun to play, probably more than about a month or 2. But if you're one of those people, it's great. Finally, I'm going to give it, of course, probably about 3 rages out of 10, mainly because of the toxic community and the hit reg can really get on your nerves. Make you want to make this kind of noise. What the freaks, dude? But that's about it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed Sea of Thieves. I definitely recommend getting it. But I would try and spend around 15-20 quid on it rather than paying the full 40 quid. I don't think it's worth £40, but it's really fun to play, don't get me wrong. Especially with your friends, if they're the good ones, which I hope they are. But anyway, this has been Lollymee, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Peace out.
Bloody.